This content is entirely fictional, created purely for storytelling and entertainment purposes. All events, characters, and scenarios are products of imagination and should not be perceived as real or as reflecting actual events. The story is designed to engage, inspire, and motivate through creative narration. The collapse. The sky over the city was heavy with clouds, gray and restless, mirroring the atmosphere inside the towering glass skyscraper of Aurelia Tech. On the 25th floor, chaos reigned. Doctors, specialists, and executives rushed in and out of the conference room, their faces pale with desperation. On the polished oak table, surrounded by medical equipment hastily brought in, lay Amelia Carson, the company's young but legendary CEO. Known as one of the most brilliant and ruthless minds in the business world, she had built Aurelia Tech into a global empire. Reporters called her the Iron Queen. But today, the Queen was powerless. Her breathing was shallow, her skin was almost translucent, and the monitors around her flashed red warnings. "Her body isn't responding to the treatment," muttered Drive Hall, the lead physician, his forehead dripping with sweat. "Every medication we've tried is being rejected. It's as if her immune system is tearing itself apart." "Do something," shouted a board member, his voice trembling. "She cannot die here. Do you understand? Without her, this company. Without her, there will be nothing," another interrupted, eyes darting nervously toward the unconscious woman. Panic rippled across the room. Billion-dollar contracts, international partnerships, thousands of employees, everything hinged on Amelia's survival. But despite the cutting-edge technology, despite the best doctors money could buy, hope was slipping away. "We have less than an hour," Drive Hall said grimly. "If we don't find a viable donor match immediately, she won't make it." The words struck the room like a thunderclap. The veteran enters. Downstairs, in the grand marble lobby of the skyscraper, a man stepped in quietly, almost unnoticed. His clothes were plain, a worn army jacket, boots scuffed from years of use, a simple duffel bag slung over his shoulder. This was Alex Morgan, a war veteran and single father. Life hadn't been kind to him since returning from service. Jobs were scarce, bills piled up, and raising his little daughter Sophie alone left him exhausted but determined. Today, he had come to Aurelia Tech for a simple interview, a security guard position. Not glamorous, not well paid, but steady enough to keep a roof over their heads. He checked in at the front desk, but as he waited for the elevator, a commotion from upstairs caught his attention. Doctors were rushing in, their frantic voices echoing through the polished walls. Something was very wrong. When the elevator doors opened, Alex was pushed aside by executives barking orders into their phones. He caught fragments of conversation. "She's dying, no match found, blood transfusion." Alex frowned. He had heard this before. In the army, he'd been called more than once to donate blood because of his extremely rare type, O negative, universal donor, with a rare genetic marker that made his blood invaluable for wounded soldiers. His instincts flared. Something inside told him he couldn't just walk away. The first confrontation. On the 25th floor, security guards blocked his path as he tried to approach. "You don't belong here," one barked. "This floor is restricted. Leave." But Alex caught sight of Amelia through the glass door. She looked deathly pale, wires and tubes surrounding her. The doctors were arguing. He stepped forward. "What's her blood type?" Alex demanded, his voice steady but urgent. The guards stiffened. One shoved him back. "None of your business." But Alex's voice grew louder. "What type is it? Tell me. I might be a match." The board members inside turned toward the noise, irritated. One of them stormed to the door. "Who is this?" he snapped. "Throw him out. We don't need beggars interfering with." "Wait, Drive," Hall interrupted, desperation flickering in his eyes. "We've exhausted all possibilities. If he's serious, we should test him." The board member scoffed. "You want to risk the life of our CEO on some stranger? He looks like he just crawled out of the streets." Alex clenched his fists but kept his voice calm. "I'm a veteran. I've donated blood dozens of times for wounded soldiers. I have a rare type. Just test me. If I'm not a match, I'll leave. But if I am, you'll save her life. The room fell silent. Amelia's heart monitor beeped weakly, as if urging them to decide. Finally, drive, Hall gave the order. Take his sample. Now. The miracle match. Minutes later, the results stunned everyone. Perfect compatibility, whispered the nurse, eyes wide. Not just type, his blood markers align almost exactly with hers. It's a 1 in a billion match. The board erupted in disbelief. This is insane. It must be a mistake. Run the test again. But the machines didn't lie. Doctor. Hall's hands shook as he turned to Alex. If you're willing, you may be the only person who can save her. Alex looked through the glass again, at the unconscious woman who had built an empire. For a moment, he hesitated, not out of fear, but out of humility. What if he failed? What if this went wrong? But then he thought of Sophie, his daughter, and the lessons he always tried to teach her. Never walk away when someone's life is on the line. I'll do it, Alex said firmly. The transfusion. They prepped him quickly, setting up the equipment. As the blood began to flow from Alex into Amelia's body, the entire room seemed to hold its breath. At first, nothing happened. Her pulse remained weak, her skin still ghostly pale. The board members whispered angrily, ready to pull the plug on this reckless experiment. But then, slowly, a change began. Color returned to her cheeks. The erratic beeping of the heart monitor steadied. Her chest rose with deeper breaths. It's working, drive, Hall whispered, awe in his voice. Her body is accepting it. It's stabilizing her system. Gasps filled the room. The impossible was happening. Alex closed his eyes, fatigue washing over him as the transfusion continued. He didn't care about the wealth or power surrounding him. All he knew was that somewhere in this room, a life was being pulled back from the brink because he had stepped in. First glimpse. Hours later, when the danger had passed, Amelia's eyelids fluttered open. Her vision was blurry, but she could make out the shape of a man sitting nearby, pale but strong, his arm bandaged where the needle had been. Who are you? She whispered weakly. Alex leaned forward slightly, just someone who happened to be in the right place at the right time. Her lips curved faintly. You saved me. Before he could answer, she drifted back into sleep. But those words stayed with him, and with her, deep in her subconscious. Conflict brews. Outside the room, the board members argued furiously. This is unacceptable. A CEO saved by the blood of some low-life veteran. Do you realize what this will do to the company's image? Doctor. Hall glared at them. Without him, she'd be dead. Do you prefer a ruined image or no CEO at all? But the resentment was clear. They didn't want Alex anywhere near Amelia again. Unfortunately for them, fate had other plans. To be continued. This was only the beginning. Amelia Carson, the untouchable queen of business, now carried the blood of a humble single-father veteran in her veins. And with it, an invisible bond was formed, one that would challenge power, prejudice, and destiny itself. Right finger. This is about 2,000 words worth of expanded narration, with cinematic detail, suspense, and emotional depth. Would you like me to continue this into part 2, another 2,000 words, where Amelia recovers, faces resistance from her board, and starts to grow closer to Alex, eventually leading to the love story?